Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday, April 7th. I hope you are all staying safe and, oops, sorry, hit the table. Safe, whatever that means. We're so hyper obsessed with safety, side comment. But staying healthy, particularly physical health and mental health and emotional health and spiritual health. I hope you're all doing well that way. Such a new experience for all of this, such a newness of our way forward. It certainly is a great testament to our evolution as we keep moving forward, as we talked about in class, being on the tip of the arrow. And we're certainly on the tip of the arrow, moving through a time period that we didn't predict, we're not used to. It's uncomfortable. It's causing lots of disruption, but it is evolution, and it is moving forward. And regardless, evolution is a good thing, and moving forward is a good thing. And wherever we continue to move in that direction is our direction, and that direction is inherently good. And it's so easy, I think, during these times to think about all of the negative things of what are going on, for sure. The disruption of our life, the people getting sick, the people dying. But there is something amazing about what is happening that sometimes we lose sight of, and that is, in my opinion anyway, that this is such a universal experience. It doesn't matter what country you live in. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic status. It doesn't matter what gender you are or what race you are. This is a great example of our humanity. And humanity is humanity, and we're all the same. And hopefully you're recognizing that. We have such dualism and disparity, as we like to do in our lives, where it's either this is right and this is wrong, or it's true or false, or black or white, or positive or negative. Everything is a dualism, but this experience is a great equalizer, and hopefully you're seeing that how similar we are, and our humanity is one across the globe. Regardless, I think that's pretty great. So anyway, I'm actually, that's not why I recorded a video. That was I wasn't planning on saying any of that, but I wanted to wish you a happy Easter. I hope that this week is a reflective week for you. I think the timing is perfect to have Easter, right now, because Easter is probably the best example, at least for Christianity, of what it means to suffer, and what it means to suffer as a whole person, and then to know that there is, following suffering, as always there is resurrection. There's love at the end. And I may have mentioned in a previous video, where there's great suffering, there's always great love. And what a great week to show us that. So hopefully, you have a little bit of time this week, that your assignments and so forth aren't too much, where you can do some reflecting, maybe perhaps over the weekend or so. So I guess my message to that is, look for the good. I saw a great little blurb the other day that was Mr. Rogers. It was just a still picture, but it was a quote that he said that his mom used to tell him whenever they would see something on TV where people were suffering, or there was an emergency or a tragedy, that his mom used to tell him, look for the helpers. There are always helpers in the times of tragedy, in the times of suffering and difficulty. There are always helpers, and look for the helpers. And I think we see that on TV all the time, except it's so easy to focus on the negative part of it. And I think, news steers us in that direction of the drama, but look for the helpers. Great love always follows great tragedy and great suffering. So there's a good message there for us this week, I think. Anyway, regarding class, so for HLM 301, Determinants of Health, just a reminder of what is due on Thursday of this week. Your long-term project is due. And so I hope those are going well. I'm really excited to see them and to read those, look through those. Remember, it's just, what is outlined in, just the paper part outlined there. I wish we could deliver the presentation as you were originally intended to for the class, but we're going to have to suffice with the paper, and people aren't going to be able to learn from your experience. And but it's okay. Maybe your circle of influence, as we've talked about in class, will have you can influence those around you that by what you learned on here, rather than spreading it out to the class, but those that you live with, those that you interact with social media wise and into the future. So that is due on Thursday, April 9th, as is your reflection paper for that project. So those are the two things due. That's the major part of our class left, besides the book report that is due on April 28th. So you have 3 assignments left, 2 that are due in a couple of days, and then 1 more, the book assignment or the book report. So we're almost there. The semester is, always when we hit Easter in the spring, it always reminds me that, man, we're just about there. It's almost the end of the term. So anyways, I hope you are staying connected with your friends and your family. This is, a real important time for us, as we talked about in the past, to, these things we talked about in class of self-care, making sure you're connected with your people, right? With your group, your people, making sure you're getting some kind of physical activity that's going to help you a great deal. Go outside, get some sun on your face, that natural light, and just being outside in the fresh air and hearing the birds, and just being in nature, being immersed in nature is so helpful for us physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to be connected that way. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. It's easy to, I think right now, it's easy to just get consumed with our electronic devices because, partly out of boredom and partly out of we're connected that way, and partly out of, geez, what else am I going to do? But try to spend some time, spend some time putting that away. Spend some time in stillness. It's one of the things that we haven't talked about yet in this class, but we will here when we talk about chronically American. There's a real importance and real power to quieting yourself, besides the hammering back there from across the lake. Quieting yourself and having some stillness. There's something very powerful about that, very helpful for our wholeness, our whole person health, our whole being, our wellness, our well-being. So self-care, really an important thing. And then, the eating part of, it's again, it's really difficult right now. I guess it's really easy, I should say it that way, to sit and just eat, partly out of boredom. So, try to keep tabs on that for yourself. If there's something that you'd like to work on during this time, maybe it's healthy eating, or learning to cook new foods, or something, or explore new foods that you haven't had before. And then, one of the things that we want to avoid, it's also very probably easy right now to overuse substances such as alcohol or tobacco or marijuana or other drugs to cope with what's happening. So that's not the best way to cope with what's going on here. And so pay attention to your self-care practices, and that will help a great deal in being able to be resilient through this and whatever our new way forward looks like as our evolution continues to move into something new. We're always moving into something new, so this is our new way forward. And having some sort of positive attitude about it, of not longing for the past, but looking forward to the future and what this newness might bring to us, is something to think about, especially during this Easter week of the final message is newness, and the final message is hope and great love. So I hope you have a great, wonderful, joyous Easter weekend, and that you get to celebrate it with the people that you love, whether it's physically being with them or virtually connected through electronic devices or whatever. So anyway, I will touch base with you again next week as we re-engage after Easter. And I look forward to seeing your long-term projects. Take care, everyone. Happy Easter.